Yeah, I was randomly, reading about India, and I found one article available on the website of the World Bank. So what they have mentioned about India, let's little bit read about it. So they are talking about India like with a population of more than 1.5 billion. India is world's largest democracy over the past decade. The country's integrations into the global economy has been accompanied by economic growth. India has now emerged a global player. So this line, India has now emerged a global player, means that the authorities or the organizations which are from other part of the world, not from India, they have started recognizing India as a player global player in the economy, global player in the manufacturing, global player in the service, global player in the technology, global player in service delivery. So whatever form you can talk about, you India is is the best. So they have started, you know it can be any organizations. They have started treating India as one of the global players. Specifically, if we talk about the impact that India is creating from 2020, 2014, in the last 10 years, you can talk about. So India is definitely creating a great impact on the world at a large. So let's read some glance and that what the you know what World Bank is talking about India. So India is one of the fastest growing economies of the world and is poised to continue on this path. With This is absolutely true that India is one of the country, or you can say India is only the country which has maintained a good rate of growth, consistently over the period of time. So specifically in the last 10 years, India is able to maintain a good rate of growth. That is why we are going ahead. That is why our economy is increasing rapidly, because we are able to maintain that rate. And even the top class country like even China, even USA, even UK or Germany, they are not even they're not in a positions to maintain that level of growth. Maybe the reason is they are well developed already. India is developing nation now, so we have got a lot of potential. We have good growth rate. That means we are focusing on developing ourselves. Our industry is increasing, our economy is increasing, so we have a good ground to give to the corporate to come to the India and do the best in your business. So this is what they are talking, that with aspirations to reach high middle income status by 2047. So definitely India will be on the high middle income status. The century of Indian independence. Okay, it is also committed to ensuring so that its continued growth path is equipped to deal with the challenges of climate changes. Definitely, we, as you know, if I talk about the corona, how the India fought with the corona, that was incredible. That was incredible. The way India dealt with the this pandemic, corona. So, and the kind of vaccines, and we were very much ahead of the game. you know the, if we compare India with the other part of the world, then we were very good in terms of providing the remedy to counters the this pandemic corona. So this is all mentioned that it is continued growth path is equipped to deal with the challenges of the climate changes and in line with its goal of achieving net zero emissions by 2017. That is also true, and we are going towards uh, you know uh, EV, that we are going for the EV. So that means we are very much concerned about uh, climate change, and we are going towards net zero emissions. The growth of the past 2 decades has also led to India making a remarkable progress in reducing extreme poverty. That's true. India is now uh, working on improving the quality of the middle class and also those who were poor or those who were below the middle income level, now their status is improving. Specifically in last 2 decades, it has been a very good, it has been consistent and very good. Between 2011 and 2019, the country is estimated to have half the shape half the share of the populations living in extreme poverty, below dollar 1.15 per persons per day. 2017 PPP, World Bank Poverty and Inequality Portal, and Macro Poverty Outlook, Spring 2023. In recent years, however, the pace of the poverty reductions has slowed, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. That is possible. The pandemic was so diverse, so impactful that this rate of improving the poor class people has been slowed down. That's okay, but we are again on the path. After pandemic, India is again on the path, and India is not only thinking towards industrializations, towards the corporate, towards the economy, but also we are individually thinking about the people, the low income level people, or those who are poor. India is definitely trying to improve the status of those peoples, but has since moderated in 21 and 22. Yeah, that's true. Certain challenges persist. Inequalities in consumption continues with a Gini index of around 35 over the past 2 decades. Child nutrition has remained high, okay, where 35 percentage of children under the age of 5 years being stunned, okay, with the figure rising to 67 percentage for the children in the 6 to 59 months, okay, age group. Headlines: employment indicators have improved since 2020, but concerns remains about the quality of the jobs created and the real growth in wages, okay, as as well as around the low participations of women in the labor force. This is one of the concern, that India is not in a positions to create that much jobs as required by the India. We can see that a lot of peoples are unemployed, but this is definitely a challenge for the India, that we are not able to use the workforce to a great extent. But India, this is also to be told that India is also one of the fastest growing nations working for the startups. Like, we have good amount of startups coming ahead, and people are being encouraged by the even at the prime ministers, that we are not supposed to always focus on the jobs. It's good that if we can go to do something at your own, and we can, if it's good if we can create something which can give the jobs to others. Although I understand that it sounds good when it is listened, but it is tough to create. And definitely India is also trying, and in our private sectors, because what India is like, how India is transferred. So in a private sectors, a lot of jobs are available. So it's all about the skill set. So Indian government or the local government is not creating enough job. Reason being, we do not have the latest, you can say, the latest know-how of the latest technologies. So if we can make those freshers to understand the the latest technologies, then definitely a good amount of jobs can be offered to the Indian workforce. India's aspirations to achieve a high income status by 2047 will need to be realized through a climate resilient growth process that delivers broad based gains to the bottom half of the populations. Okay, growth oriented reforms will need to be accompanied by an expansions in good jobs, that keeps pace with the number of labor markets and trends. At the same time, gaps in economic participations will need to be addressed, including by bringing some more women into workforce. That is true. That we need to work more and more to have women into our workforce. That's true. But it is increasing. I can see and I have seen that in India, the women's are participating in the workforce as equal as the men's are participating. So doors are open for both. It is the jobs are on the based of the jobs are created basis the talent, not on the not on the basis of the genders. So this is something India is believing in, and it's being followed like from very long times. Maybe if we talk about the time like 50 years or 60 years or 70 years before, then maybe that was a time that women's were not that much active as the men were. But right now women's are getting equal opportunities as the men's are getting. Whatever industry you talk about, if you talk about aviations, women's are there. If you talk about the corporate, then women's are one of the the major, you can say, the workforce there. So everywhere you can find women's work participating in the workforce in India. We believe into this, and it is not only for the private players but also in the governance, in the governance of the country, in the government. You can see that a lot of women are participating. Our finance minister is the is the woman. So this is true that India is definitely focusing on women participations in the workforce. The World Bank is partnering with government in this effort by helping strengthen policies, institutions, and investments to create a better futures for the country and its peoples through green, resilient, and inclusive development. Okay, so let's discuss that what the World Bank has mentioned considering the economic outlook of India. So, despite challenging global conditions, India remains the world's fastest growing major economy, growing at a rapid clip of 8.2% in the financial years 23-24. So in the 23 and 24, India maintained a growth rate of 8.2%, 8.2%. So that was phenomenal. That is phenomenal. This rate cannot be seen in any other country nowadays. Growth was spurred by public investment in infrastructures and so rising household investments in real estate. That is true. If we talk about infrastructures and the the investment in the real estate, so a lot of push is given, specifically in last you can say the in last decade. You could say that a lot of push has been given towards improvement of the infrastructures, towards improvement of our roads, towards improvement of the houses, the real estates, bridges, highways, expressways. A lot of things are being improved. A lot of things, lot of investments are coming to improve the investments or infrastructures in India. And we can see, whatever place you visit in India, you can see that the local roads are being improved, the highways are there. The connectivity is very very strong now in India, and this move to improve the infrastructures, connectivities, and roads is somehow giving is boosting the corporates to coming to India and do their business. It is very good. And India is also one of the biggest consumption hub, because we are 1.5, as I was mentioning, that we are like 1.4 billion people, so we have great amount of consumptions within India only, and we need good amount of good quality of the road, good quality of the infrastructures to make the goods available to the people. India is very large if by the land area. Then we need good amount of good quality of the roads and infrastructures to make the goods available to everybody. And this is what is happening. This is what we can see specifically in last decade. So if I talk that everything is looking good. They haven't hided anything. It's looking, they have correctly mentioned in their articles. Let's read more. Growth was, yeah, I have gone through. The growth was spurred by public investment in infrastructures and rising household investment in real estate. A, a manufacturing sectors grew in almost 10%. That's great. While services remained resilient, compensating for the underperformance in agriculture. Okay, in agriculture, India was underperformance. Okay, the government initiatives have sought to boost the manufacturing sectors by improving the business environment, enhancing logistics infrastructures, improving tax efficiencies, and rationalizing tax rates. Okay, so that's great. So these are the area where government is working, business environment, because we are working on easing the business, enhancing logistic infrastructures, and improving tax efficiencies. A lot of tax reforms has taken place in last, in last decade, and rationalizing tax rates. That's also we are reducing the tax rates. So that's true. Since the pandemic, urban unemployment has improved gradually, especially for the female workers, falling from 14% in 2021-22 to 9% in 24-25. Unemployment amongst urban youth, however, remained elevated at almost 17% in 24-25. That's challenging actually. We are The problem is we are not able to use our youth. The kind of the super talented people that India is having, is that because of the deficiencies in the job market, those peoples are not completely utilized. So this is definitely, that's true that India has this challenge. With the narrowing of the current account deficit and strong foreign portfolio investment, foreign exchange reserves are touched in all-time high of a dollar 670 billion in early August 2024. So that is just great news about India, that we had in August 2024. So we touched the all-time high, foreign exchange reserves. In the medium terms, growth is expected to remain positive, especially in the service sectors, reaching 7% 24-25, and remaining strong through 25 and 26-27. That's great. Trade will play a critical roles in creating jobs and boosting growth. That is true. What they have, like, talking about trade, they're talking about trade, that trade is one of the things which can play a critical role in creating the jobs in India, in boosting the growth of the economies. To boost growth and create jobs, India will need to harness its global trade potential. That's true. We need to focus on our exports. We need to focus on our quality products to go outside, so that we can have a good amount of reserves available. In addition to it, business services and pharma, and where it excels, India can diversify its exports baskets into more labor intensive sectors such as textiles, apparels, and footwear, as well as in electronics and green technology products. That's true. That because of the large amount of the workforce available in India, so if we can focus on the textile industries or apparel industries, the footwear industries, the clothes, then it will be a good, because in that case we can use the labor, we can utilize the labors available in India, and that cheapest product you can see, good quality, good quality product, and also at the same time the cheapest product can be exported outside India. So that's great. India has been a good player for the export of IT, but in addition to IT, India needs to focus on the businesses. India needs to focus on the manufacturing. India needs to focus on the pharma. Pharma is one of the good, you can say, the area for the India, but they have to they need to focus. The India need to focus much more into pharma. A lot of things in pharma. At present, however, the rising cost of productions and declining productivity have led to a fall in India's shares of global apparel exports from 4% in 2018 to 3% in 2022. Well, India has taken a series of initiatives to reduce the trade cost and increase its competitiveness by formulating the national logistics policies and creating both physical and digital infrastructures. Its returns to protectionist measures, particularly in tariff and non-tariff barriers, has impacted the country's participations in international trades. A three approaches: further reducing trade costs, lowering trade barriers, and deepening integrations into global value chains, can help India achieve its ambitious targets of 1 trillion for merchandise exports by 2030. That's good. So greater openness to trade will in turns enhance India's technological capabilities, improve productivities, and spur growth and build long-term economic resilience. So that was all about the India. That was all about the overview of India mentioned on the website of the World Bank.